Hello and welcome everyone. Prodigy Sim here, and I'm actually going to give you guys a little bit of a quick tutorial. Just going to try to do it on the fly to go over a bit about how to b-hop, how to do bunny hopping in L4D 2, and try to clear up some misconceptions about it and some things. So I'm going to try to do this pretty quick, not to waste any time, and I'm going to load up a map called L4D2 b-hop EMF, and I will put a link to that in the description. I didn't change my UI to English, so sorry to everyone, but there's not really anything important here. This is just a pretty good b-hop practice map. I did not actually look up ahead of time who made it, but mad props to that person because it's a very cool map. So basically it's an obstacle course for bunny hopping, and even though bunny hopping can't be used in competitive play right now, that's who made it, a Russian player. Even though it can't be used in competitive play right now, it's still very fun, and it's one of my favorite things to do in L4D. So, let's go ahead and start off the first obstacle course really quickly and go over some basics. Now, first of all, a lot of people think that you can use an auto-fire script, like an auto-jump script or something, to bunny hop and script perfect bunny hops and stuff like that. And in actuality, this isn't true. Right now, what you're seeing me do is actually with an auto-jump script. And it looks like I'm bunny hopping, right? You know, I jump pretty quickly. I'm actually frame rate limiting right now, and so the timing on it's pretty good. But even on these jumps that actually look like I'm actually bunny hopping, if I switch to using crouch, you'll see that I'm not actually keeping my speed on a lot of these. I lose all of my speed when I do the jump. So at a base level, if you're doing any sort of an in-game bunny hop script, any sort of a bunny hop script at all, you have about a 50% chance of landing the bunny hop. So for any actual bunny hopping that's not just, you know, I just want to jump over and over again, if you want to do any sort of actual bunny hopping, script is not enough. So delete your scripts, get over it, and start playing with skill. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is go over the very most basic. To do a bunny hop, the only really important thing you need to do is be hitting jump as soon as you land on the ground. Okay? And by doing that, you preserve your momentum, you preserve your character's speed. Let me see if I can put on a velocity display. Not very easy to read, but as long as I hit jump as soon as I land, which I didn't there, then I will never go under that 220 base speed, and I will keep my speed. And so the idea with bunny hopping in general is to keep chaining jumps as soon as you hit the ground. That means you have a one-tick window. You have a 33 millisecond window to hit jump in. And if you hit jump with that timing, you will keep your speed, and you can keep gaining speed as you keep going. So, I mean, that's the very basics, and you can get across these first few obstacles just by pressing jump at the right time. Honestly, you don't even need to bunny hop. You can just sort of like sit on them for a while. The platforms do fall down, so if you don't hit jump fast enough, you won't get over them. But you don't even need a full bunny hop for those. This one maybe. Alright. And then as we get to the next one here, we're going to ramp up our bunny hopping technique a little bit. You are going to need to start curving and crouching. So let's go back a little bit, and I'll go over crouching with bunny hopping. So what I did there through all of it was just jumping, just straight up jumping, jump, move forward, whatever. And so we're going to add in crouching now. Now, most of you who have seen some bunny hopping should know that strafing is a very important part of bunny hopping, where you're moving back and forth midair and turning your view. But we're going to get to that after crouching, because crouching while we bunny hop actually makes the strafing part easier. So the basic reason people crouch when they bunny hop is because it actually means that you spend longer time in the air. So you can kind of see my screen shake when I hit the ground here. And so if I jump like this, it's like 1/1000. It's about a second or whatever. If I do it with a crouch, I get a little bit more time in the air. Just a tiny bit. But that means that there's more time for me to be strafing and turning my view and increasing my speed. So what we're going to do to crouch bunny hop is start running forward without pressing anything but forward. And I might be able to get some sort of a key overlay on the screen, but we're going to run forward. And as we're going to jump, we hit jump first, and then while we're in midair, we switch to holding crouch. Okay, so run, jump, crouch, and then if I don't jump myself into a gap, that would work. And then we can sort of crouch and bunny hop at the same time. So like that. I only made one hop in a row there. I'm not used to going straight while I do this. But yeah, so basically just get used to the timing of we run, we jump, we start holding crouch, and then we don't let go of crouch again until we're done bunny hopping and we want to start walking again or something. So that's basically how that goes. So that's just very basic. Run, jump, start holding crouch, don't let go of crouch until you're done bunny hopping. Alright, and so the next thing we're going to need to learn is how to curve. So after you've practiced doing some things with just jump and crouch a bit, the next important part is to figure out how to strafe properly. So basically, the idea behind strafing is that you want, when you're strafing to the left, when you're pressing your A key to strafe to the left, you want your view to be turned to the right of where you want to go. And when your view is to the left, you want to be pressing to the right, essentially. And so the idea is, if you imagine like the direction I want to go is straight forward like this, right? So when my view is turned to the side, I want to be strafing towards that direction. So when I accelerate, I add on a bit of velocity in that direction. And similarly, when I'm turned in this direction, I want to add on a bit of velocity in the other direction. And you'll see a lot of the tutorials will tell you that, oh, you want to be looking to the, you want to start moving your mouse to the right as you press to the right. And yeah, that's sort of true, but that's not really the reason that you do it. The main thing you need to be feeling and thinking about is that when when the direction, I need to be strafing towards the direction that I want to go overall. Okay? So here's sort of what that's going to look like, and I'll go over a step by step. But so let's actually do a b-hop here. I don't know if I can narrate it while I'm concentrating on it, to be honest. But so you can kind of see that I turn out to the sides and strafe towards the center, back and forth every time. And I haven't actually done this in a while, so I wish I had Parky doing the demo. But every time I turn out to the sides and switch direction, you'll see my character is strafing inwards. So step by step of how this is going to be done. We're going to start off with that same run while holding forward, but usually we angle it at the side a bit, because as soon as we jump, we're going to stop letting go forward, start pressing crouch, and start strafing inwards. So you can do this on either direction. So if we're aiming out this way, we're going to start strafing to the left first, strafing and turning to the left. And if we're aiming out this way first, we're going to start strafing and turning into the right. So hold forward, jump, let go forward, and then start holding crouch and right and turning to the right as we do this. And then you have to hit your jump timings on top of that. So very basic intro run: forward, jump, crouch, left, left, jump, crouch, everything left. So that's how your strafe is going to start. And then once you hit the ground, you're basically going to let up on that and switch to doing it in the other direction. So without actually moving forward, just pretend like we're in the middle of a bunny hop. Going to the right, going to the left, right, left, left. And you can continue in the same direction if you have enough room and can move your mouse that way. But alternating is probably one of the easiest ways to keep going straight. So yeah, let's do a few more of these just to give the basic example, if I can actually do it. Well, nope, I'm terrible. And I've left Steam on, and Parky wants to b-hop. But yeah, so curving into the sides, I am holding crouch the whole time after I start my first jump. So you can kind of hear, right when I do the first jump, I change a whole bunch of keys around on my keyboard, and I do them mostly instantaneously, but you need to try to do them in a specific order, because if you hit crouch before you hit jump, for example, let me show you what that looks like. Well, it looks kind of like that, where I lost all of my movement momentum because I hit crouch too early. So basically the most important timing-wise issue is hitting crouch first. Now hitting crouch after jump. This obstacle right here is one you actually can't pass without doing a lot of curving and using crouch bunny hops. So right off the bat, you can't just jump like this. That's not going to give you enough momentum at all. You need to actually do a full crouch b-hop. And let me see if I can at least get through some of these first obstacles. 10 minutes later. Almost got it. Alright, and I have video back again. And let's try to finish this up. There we go. Much better now. Alright, this one I feel like is a little bit easier because you don't have to worry so much about where you land on that first panel. But you can see just strafing back and forth, in and out. And then this one I find particularly hard because I am not as good with the jump timing. Plenty good at curving, I feel like. But, you know, it needs somebody professional like Parky. I'm also running at a reduced frame rate right now, which doesn't make me happy either. But we might just skip past this one if we can't make it happen. You can kind of watch my velocity in the top right as well. Keep in mind it's a 3D velocity, so when I'm jumping up and down, it's not really representative of, you know, my horizontal velocity, which is the important part. But you can kind of see if you can see what the value is when I touch the ground on one of these. That would actually be very representative of the horizontal velocity. And there we go, finally. Alright, so that's the basics of this map, with bunny hopping at least. Some other things I forgot to mention. First of all, a lot of Counter-Strike source players and stuff will tell you to use the mouse wheel to bunny hop. Apparently that works in bunny hop servers in Counter-Strike. Yeah, that's a terrible idea on 30-tick Left 4 Dead 2 though, because the window for a bunny hop is a lot larger on Left 4 Dead 2 because it's 30-tick. So the scroll wheel just doesn't work as well for whatever reason. And two, I actually have some people who don't understand how my last video was done, and it was done with a source mod plugin. I am not actually that good at timing my b-hops that I can make it through a whole map. So the jumping portion, at the very least, in that video was completely done with essentially with a cheat. But you know, I had fun. I think it was still useful to show some curving and pathing and stuff because it's a lot of fun to b-hop, and even if you're cheating with a plugin like that, it's lots of fun. So, and you know, there's still reasons to do normal b-hops. So, yeah, I think that's the basics of b-hopping. I realize this is a really shitty impromptu tutorial, but I kind of wanted to get something done on this subject matter, and so I will probably just end it right here pretty quick, or just keep clicking away at my keyboard while I'm talking. So yeah, I'm gonna probably just go through a couple more obstacles here, and you guys can see how terrible I've become. Oh, wow, this is really hard to do at 60 FPS. I need to change that. There, I finally did it. After only one try that you didn't see. I want to talk a little bit more about the theory of bunny hopping that I didn't quite touch before. So basically, as I noted, as long as you're hitting the jump as soon as you land on the ground, you preserve your momentum between jumps. And then in addition to that, in the source engine, there's something called air acceleration, which makes it so that when you strafe, when you press a new direction in air, you gain a bit of acceleration. So, you know, we could sit on flat ground right here, jump, and then press right after we jump, and we change directions, which is obviously something you can't really do in real life. You can't start accelerating, you know, there's nothing to push off of unless you can like swim through air or something. So, but we can take advantage of that by actually adding some acceleration to ourselves while we're in midair. So the idea is, like I said before, we want to go forward, and what we can do is angle ourselves so that when we strafe in the new direction in air, it gives us a little bit of acceleration in the direction we want to go, a little bit of extra velocity. So kind of like think of a physics vector right here. Maybe I can draw a little picture. We want to go this way. We're turned this way. We're going to strafe that way. So if you take, you know, x and y components of the direction we're going to press, some of it will be in the direction that we actually want to move forward. And so they get added up together. Let's see if I can do this obstacle. Ah, almost. It's one of my favorite ones because it's actual, like, this is something you can do in actual games a lot, is hop down a hill. So it's very important to be able to do something like this. And, you know, it's a little bit more difficult than a lot of the other exercises, I think, because, you know, you aren't just pressing jump with the exact same timings. Not every platform's on the same level. You're going down a hill, so kind of need to figure out how to time it. Alright, and I'm actually kind of getting into the groove of things, but I don't think I'll be able to pass this one very quickly either. And I'll give it a couple more tries, but I'll probably just end the video right here. So, thanks to you guys all for watching, and I hope this has at least somewhat helped you learn how to bunny hop. Yeah, thanks. Hi-oh! Finally made it. Anyway. Yeah, you can talk to Parky if you want personal lessons. No, I'm kidding. Alright, thanks. Bye-bye.